Well, we could decorate the Christmas tree in
With
the
Easter
background
eggs. With Easter eggs.
It could have hearts on it first for Valentine's Day.
Oh, see, I totally missed that holiday.
And then
I wonder why.
And then it could have Easter eggs. Well, no, it'd be St. Patty's Day. That's usually in March, right?
Yeah.
And then Easter.
Then Easter.
Yeah.
St. Patty's. That's just a drinking holiday.
That's all it is. They do the holy crawl.
And people call what Valentine's Day? They call that a Hallmark holiday
Well, yeah.
because it's greeting card season.
Well, yeah, you get all the Hallmark movies coming out.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How many hours of Hallmark Channel did you watch over your Christmas break?
A lot.
I
I
figured
I
as
bet you I
much.
watched 100 hours of Hallmark.
You know, we could dove into that a little bit, but I think we'll just leave that alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hallmark.
It was a lot of Hallmark, man.
I'll bet you.
Yeah, a lot.
Because
of
you was
Hallmark.
all up
into
in
it.
your fields, and I come over here and there's Christmas music playing throughout. It's like, ain't nobody this damn happy.
Yeah, right?
But you were.
I was.
You was into Christmas spirit.
I like Christmas, man.
You was all into it. So I knew. Oh, you all right?
Yeah.
I got you all choked up over the holidays.
Yeah,
didn't I?
right.
I knew you were into the Hallmark Channel because you was all up in your fields. You had the Christmas aura around you.
Right? I did.
You did.
I get into it.
You
I
did.
I do. I like the whole. I'm not a big Christmas Day fan. I'm not a fan of Christmas Day. I'm just a fan of the whole Christmas spirit throughout the whole time.
Don't
I'm
you
a
wish,
big
though,
fan.
that it could be like that year-round?
Yes.
People could be like that year-round.
Because, I get, like, if you took away having to buy everything for people, it's an amazing holiday.
It's a good family gathering type holiday if you are so inclined to do so.
Yeah, like, I had all my family here on a Friday.
Yeah, you did.
Dinner and stuff, and it was really nice. We had a great time.
PJs. You was in your PJs.
Yeah, everybody
all
was in. That was Noah. We have a family group text, and he's like, I said we all wear our PJs. And the next thing you know, my nieces are like, well, yeah, we're doing that. So
Thought that was a no-brainer.
then the adults are like, I guess I got to wear PJs. You know, I didn't even have any until Jaleesa bought me PJ bottoms.
Well, now
Usually I
you
wear
got-
shorts. I do. I just wear shorts, walk around in
Nike
shorts. Yep, wear
Happy
shorts.
holiday
Yeah, right. Here's
with
my
the
shorts.
swoosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So, what you got on your mind? I know I mentioned that movie earlier, Give Me the Willies, and
What was it called again?
Leave the World Behind.
That did give me the willies a little
That
bit.
movie was wild, and you said produced by
Barack Obama
and the wife too,
and his
right?
wife,
And
Michelle. I mean, there's a lot of truth to that.
It give me the willies bad.
Me too.
That was it gets you thinking. It's not far fetched
No, that's
at all.
It looks like reality. Like if something would happen, that's kind of what it would be like. Like the guy got out of the city to go back to his country house that he
He come back.
he Airbnb'd it.
He rented it out to them, but then come back there for protection.
Yep, to get
I
out
don't
of-
blame him. I'd have
No,
done the same thing.
to live in the country.
It's it was pretty wild. Pretty good movie. What streaming service was that's Netflix, right?
Netflix. It was on Netflix.
Yeah, so check that out, folks.
It's a good
It'll
movie.
definitely get you thinking.
So, but I keep telling myself, well, I keep having this feeling like something bad's going to happen.
Like it's been too long since something,
Like
bad has happened
horrible's
to
gonna-
us.
Not to like me, you,
America,
personally.
period.
Yes, whether it's an attack, whatever. Like if you turn on the news, everything you see is fear,
It's all fear
right?
mongering.
So let me give you a great example.
Go
Remember
ahead.
back in the '90s, and they would run commercials. You better come and get it now before it's gone.
What do you mean?
Do you remember that?
You mean like furniture and shit?
Furniture and stuff like that. Like they would give
the
you
urgency of it?
Yes, they would.
Yeah, go
they would
ahead. I know
instill
where you're
fear
going with
into
this.
you to go buy that item before it's gone. Right? That's the
Like the
first
Cabbage
time.
Patch dolls.
Yeah. So that's the first time I remember fear. And I remember I was in a vehicle, I think with my dad or whoever, and I was like, "Look," I go, "Well, if you want it, you better get it because look, it says you better get it now or it's gone."
Which
and
is,
my dad went, "That's just a marketing ploy."
Sure
He's
it
like,
is.
"They're not really. They can get whatever they want."
they want you to get it now while the price is still high.
Yes.
And a year from now it'll be half that cost.
Correct.
And still be there.
Right. So that was my first experience with, and probably all of our first experiences with fear-based marketing,
Okay.
right? Because
I
that's what
gotcha.
that is. That's fear-based marketing.
Well, sure it is.
So when you look at like all the YouTube channels, even Fox News, CNN, you know, a lot of them, Tucker Carlson, even though I really like that guy, they're all sitting there saying something bad's going to happen. You know, you can go, let me run down through the list just real quick from memory, right? If Biden gets elected, the country's over. If Trump gets elected, the Constitution's gone. If China makes all our transformers and they can annihilate our power grid whenever they want. Someone can attack the power grid with a virus. Oh man, the list just keeps going. You know what I mean? Like Ukraine and Russia, freaking Israel and Iran and Hamas and all of that, and you know, people coming into the border and people saying they have troops here. And it keeps going.
Well, there's my point right
Right.
there.
So here's the thing, right?
Go ahead.
And that may be true. It may all be true. But
Okay.
the point is that they're still pushing fear into everybody. All the time. Every time you turn on a news channel, it's fear. Stock market's going to crash. It's going to go down this year, right? If you have cryptocurrency, you better get it out. It's going to crash.
Or regulated.
Yeah, whatever. It just keeps going. Like there's no end in sight. Everything you turn on, is fear. And here's a great example of that. So if you want to control a population,
Fear.
make them scared.
Yeah. And the food. Control the food
Yep,
and the
make
fear.
them scared,
Yeah. I agree with that.
right? So
Sure.
I can't say that there's not truth into what they're saying. All of it. I'm sure there's slivers of truth. You know, the UFOs, they're coming.
But don't
know
you
what I
think
mean?
there's
Like-
ulterior motives to all that as
Right?
well?
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Right? So let me give you
Okay.
I'll give you a good example. So Fox News had a guy on there, Grant Cardone, saying, and they were talking about mortgage rates because mortgages are high.
Right now, yeah.
But you know what? They're really not that high.
High enough.
They are high, but they're not high when I was a kid and you were paying 18%
Yeah.
for a mortgage.
I think I remember the last
Right?
one. It was
1981.
12 or something like that.
So they had Grant Cardone on there, and Grant Cardone got on there, and he started talking about mortgages, saying, hey, I don't think it's a good idea for anybody to own a home, right? Now,
Go
hear
ahead.
me
I'm
out.
listening. I am. I'm not saying
All
a
right,
word.
hear
I'm
me
listening
out.
to you.
Right? And he goes, you know, I don't believe that anybody should own a home. And the reason he says that kind of stuff is because he owns his own home, and it's on the beach. And he also owns about $1 billion worth of rental properties. So he wants
everybody to rent.
Yes, he wants
Sure he
everything
does.
because it's going to make him money.
Well, yeah.
So he's on Fox News giving a freaking spiel about mortgages and how he doesn't think
he's
people
against
should
them.
own. Yep. And
But it's for his own benefit.
but people are listening to that going, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have a mortgage.
But it's for his own
But it's
benefit.
for his own benefit.
Sure, I
So
understand
anytime
that.
you see people on there like that, they have
There's a motive.
they have a motive behind them.
Sure, I don't
And
doubt that.
that would include like J.P. Morgan. You know, anybody that's on
Financial.
any financial person that
Yeah.
you see on there, they're
There's a
pushing it.
motive.
They're pushing that for a reason,
I agree with that.
right? So
sure.
that makes you honestly look and see if why are they pushing all the fear. You know, regardless of what the topic is,
Because it makes them money.
right. Why are they pushing? Why are they pushing all that fear?
They fear because it's making them money.
Right. I mean,
Sure.
don't get me wrong. I went out and I wired up the house to fit a generator in it
Yeah.
in case power went out.
Right.
Which don't get me wrong either. I think there are things that you should do and be prepared for, but I don't think you should.
Barricade yourself in your home. And
Yeah, I don't think you
live
should.
in that type of fear.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You should
either.
not be. It shouldn't even really be it should be such a minor thought in your mind that you just go about your daily life like whatever.
Well, that's why you're doing what you do. You back up your food, you back up your power supply, and then there's no thought of it until you need it.
Yeah. So, but I still get on like all these channels, even like Tim Pool, Dan Bongino's a big one.
Yeah.
And I like all of them guys, but everything they talk about is fear.
It is.
You know,
what's
everything
wrong.
everything that's wrong and fear and it gets to the point where I had enough.
Don't get misconstrued. There are a lot wrong, but there's also some right too there as
Yes.
well. I mean, there's good, and then there's bad, but you never hear about the good. You got to dig for that. You
Yeah,
got to dig for the good.
Yeah, because good doesn't sell.
No, it don't.
Fear
it,
sells.
It don't sell. It don't raise ratings.
Yeah, fear sells. That's why you're getting it all the time.
But
Right? And here's a great
some
example.
of that fear is real. Some of it is real.
Oh, it is.
Not a lot of it, but
No, there's some truth to it.
there's some things that could go down. Like you mentioned the border situation. I think the threat's already here.
Oh, I believe that.
I think it's already here, and I don't think that's a sales gimmick. I believe that.
Yeah, I agree with that. However, where we live out in the country, up in the Appalachian Mountains, we're not really going to be affected. Do you know what I mean?
I think we would be eventually,
right? Like
if it continues. If something like that continues on, yeah, and you don't forget we got a factory right out the road that does defense contracts.
yeah, it's what the heck's the name of that? Northrop Grumman.
Yeah, they do defense contracts.
But
So,
I do
not that they
think-
would be a number one target, but it could be a potential one eventually.
I just don't see why all the fear is getting pushed. Like every time I turn on TV, it's World War III.
Well,
Do you agree with that?
one side does it because they're not in the White House, and the other one does it because they don't want to lose the White House.
Yeah,
So
like-
it's fear.
Yeah. So like,
Go ahead and vote for that guy. This is what's going to happen.
correct.
But some of that's come to pass too, of course. But it's not all bad. And I'll have to tell you, Phil, I don't watch the news every day anymore.
I can't.
I don't. I can't.
No.
Or I'd be pissed off all the time.
Hmm. Even like so
Not scared, pissed.
yeah. So I will say one good podcast I like to watch is Sean Ryan.
I've never seen it.
Oh, he's great.
Okay.
So he gets these guys on and he interviews them. And
What guys? We talk. What type of guys?
He's a former Navy SEAL,
Okay.
former CIA
So
guy.
he's a veteran.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's retired. And he lives in Tennessee. He used to live in Florida, then he moved to Tennessee.
Wow. Okay.
So he gets all these people in, and I mean, guys who were there.
You
who made
talking?
decisions.
You mean upper echelon?
Yes.
Or veterans as well? They
All
get them
that, all of
veterans
it,
too. So
all of them.
ones that know what they're talking
Like
about.
he
at
interviewed the
least.
guys from Black Hawk Down.
Oh wow.
He interviewed the guys from 13 Hours
Yeah.
in Benghazi. He
Yeah.
interviewed them. I mean, but then he also interviewed people who are affiliated with the UFO thing.
Yeah,
And he
that's
also
interesting too.
Interviewed people who were
Come to pass.
who worked in America's nuclear arsenal. Right?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, he just interviews all kinds of people. But he's
Okay.
interesting.
All right.
But again, you still get fear,
Yeah.
right? Like everything's fear. And I don't think I can't remember a time.
Fear for those who watch.
Yeah, like if you watch that, like if you watch any of it, anything, it's all fear. And the only thing I can think of is it makes money because he'll be like, all right, now turn into part 2, right? And now after you watch part 1, you're like, oh shit, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
they're gonna attack our power grid. It's gonna go down. Nobody's gonna. In 9 months, 90% of the United States is wiped out if the power grid goes down, which is a fact. But turn into part 2. Do you know what I mean? Like now I gotta watch part 2 because what the shit? What you just told me on part 1? Like I gotta watch part 2. you know what I mean? Now, I mean it's true.
I hope part 2 doesn't come.
Well, no, well, yeah, but it's hey, here's the first half.
I
And now
like part
watch the
1.
second half because now we get more clicks.
I like the coulda part of things, not the oh shit part of things.
Yeah, everything's
This
oh
could
shit.
happen, but I don't want to reach that oh
Like-
shit moment.
And then like people sitting there saying we're not even gonna have an election in 2024. Did you hear that?
Oh, I've heard that. And, well, the mask mandates are coming back now too. If you noticed,
Hospital.
all the hospitals. You got
Yep.
well in our area. You got to wait. You got
Gotta wear a mask.
And it doesn't matter what the science behind the mask is. You got to wear it.
Yes.
So, to me, as far as fear goes, that here we go again.
Right.
We got an election coming up, and we got masks coming back. And next thing you know, we're going to hear mail-in ballot talk. It's coming.
Oh,
I
it is.
mean,
Absolutely.
And why? Why do we got to do this again? It didn't have any positive impact first go around.
No.
Everybody still got sick.
Well, here's the thing: is I think our government is so corrupt.
oh, I don't doubt both
It doesn't.
sides.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what side you're
It
on.
don't matter what side you're for, or
They're
who
all
you're rooting
corrupt.
for, or who you believe in. There's not one of them in D.C. that don't have dirt under their fingernails,
and making a lot of money while they're there.
and that's just the truth. And the ones, and I firmly believe that there's some down there that went in and run for office and got elected to go in there and trying to do the right thing. But the powers to be and the procedure and the
If you want to get something
the
done,
context of things that have been done for years and years and years, it's impossible for a decent, law-abiding, honest guy to go in there and get the job done.
correct.
You got to bend the rules to get shit done.
Oh, you got to follow what
you're
they
not,
do.
or you're not going to do it. You got to do what they call the Washington way, or you're not going to get no way.
I agree.
And that needs to change.
Yeah. So I think that the first step is to realize that everybody's pushing fear on us
We've
on
established that.
multiple topics.
Every
which way you look, fear. And there's a reason for that. Either A, and I don't get me wrong, I think some people are really believe it and are really trying to educate people. But again, it's all like when you turn on Dan Bongino, it is all
Well,
fear.
he's angry all the time.
It's just fear,
Well,
man.
he's pissed off all the time. He is.
You know, and
I don't dislike the guy.
I
or
don't
nothing,
either.
Don't get me wrong, but he is. He's pissed off all
Yep.
the time.
everything's fear.
Have you ever seen him and Geraldo go at it?
Oh, yeah. I've
They
seen
hate
that.
each other.
Yeah, I've seen that. They do. It's kind of fun.
They hate each other.
It's kind of fun to watch.
They get it really angry. Geraldo flips.
Oh, he does. He
does.
But I think the first step is awareness. So make sure that when you're watching something,
Dig in a little deeper.
realize what you're watching.
Well, here's the thing, Phil. You and I, we've been employed for over 20 years now. You have, with some sort of state government agency.
Yes.
And you know when things happen at that agency and it gets reported, it's never reported correctly.
Oh,
it's,
no.
It's so far from what really happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's not right. It's just
No.
not what happened.
Yeah, I've seen stuff in the Baltimore Sun
Many times.
that you're just like, that's not
even close to what happened.
Yep.
So how many stories are you watching on that network throughout the day that they're just not getting it right?
Oh, that's true.
It's not.
That's very true.
It's not the correct. It's not what really happened.
Yep, that's very true.
I've been involved with things that have made the paper, and it's not as accurate as it could be.
No, it's not even
Ever.
close.
Ever.
Not even close.
So the junk that you're feeding your brain with every morning when you click on that TV, how on point is that reporting?
Right. And here's a great example. A lot of times when you're sitting there watching somebody, if you were able to read the documents I read, you know how many times I've heard that?
Well, that's a lie.
Right.
They've
Right.
lied.
Any
Some
document.
of those docs don't even exist.
Right? So, first of all, if a guy starts out going, if you could just read the documents I read, be like, all right, bitch,
Let's see them.
put them on the freaking thing.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to
You
be
know what I
doing.
mean? Don't tell me about them. Put them up so we can all read them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, well, I can't do that because of, confidentiality. And the guy, you only let me read them. And you know what, then? What you're talking about is all bullshit. That's
Well,
how I think of that.
you got to look you got to look beyond the person that's saying it and beyond what information they're feeding you, because there's more to it.
Yeah.
There's always more to it.
Oh, there's always more.
I mean, look at the Snowden situation. If none of that was true, then why is he wanted? Why is he hiding in Russia if none of that's true?
Right.
If Edward Snowden's
Yeah.
a blatant out, flat out liar,
No.
then why even worry about him?
Yep.
Why even charge him?
Yep. So
There's more to everything.
There are some stories that I think that are extremely important, and his is one of them, right? A lot of the JFK stuff that they came out with is very important.
All those files are just now starting to open up because everybody's dead.
Yep. And I mean, there are some stories that come out that I think are very important, and a lot of them are negative, horrible things. But overall, when you're sitting there watching stuff, you know, you got to remember these people have an agenda.
Every one of them.
Either it's clicks, right? Click here, click there, click here, watch this.
It's always
You know, let's watch the next fear thing. And there was another guy I watched, right? His name, and he's got like 2 million followers, and it's called Canadian Prepper, and all he does is get on there and talk about how World War III is going to happen. It's imminent.
But this guy's a Canadian.
Yeah,
He's in Canada?
He's in Canada, and he's got like 2 million followers. I was
Like
you
Life
gotta be
Below
kidding me.
Zero or some shit.
Right?
Huh?
Yeah, and then he sells all kinds of.
Oh, he sells?
Oh yeah, he sells.
Oh, what's
all
he
kinds
sell?
Of prepper equipment.
Oh,
and stuff.
does he now?
Oh yeah, he does.
Isn't that interesting?
Right, but everything he puts on his channel is and he'll do maps and I mean makes it look all pretty.
Oh yeah,
He's
you're gonna
really
you'll be sorry if you
well-spoken.
don't.
Yep.
You'll be sorry if you don't.
Yep, you better prepare now. Get yourself some gold. Get yourself some silver. You know what I mean? Like,
Because the dollar won't be worth a shit.
right? That's what you get, man. I mean, every time I turn something on,
Maybe I'll just go homesteading.
it
and
makes
just
me just want to
quit
be
my
like,
job and be a homesteader.
Right,
and
yeah, right.
Hide in the hills.
right? Makes me just want to sit there and color in a coloring book like Jaleesa.
You know,
I was like, "What are you doing, babe?"
maybe be like the Amish.
I'm just coloring or painting.
Get in the dark. You know, go to the dark.
Right?
You notice the Amish didn't have no problems with COVID.
No.
You know why? You know why they didn't have any problem
Why?
with COVID? Because they ain't got the news.
Yeah, right. That's true.
They don't have a television.
No.
There's no news to watch.
They
There
don't
wasn't
know.
no no epidemic in the Amish community that I know of.
No, there wasn't. I think
Isn't
one
that weird?
person died.
Isn't that weird?
One. Out of all of them.
How'd
One.
that happen? I wonder. No masks, no nothing, no
No antibiotics.
no lockdown,
No antibiotics.
no lockdown,
No
nothing.
lockdown. No nothing.
And they're still here.
Yeah, they are.
My goodness,
Thriving.
my goodness.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Wasn't no fear in that community.
No. No
don't-
fear.
They'd all piled in the van and went to the barn anyway.
No, on the horse.
Yeah.
Get on the wagon.
But anyway, not to make fun, but they didn't. They didn't have a pandemic.
They have nothing.
There wasn't no fear there. And the Amish, they went about their business and cooked their pies and sold them. And
Yeah. So even like I'll go to work, and like some of the guys I talk to at work, I mean everybody, and it's hard not to buy into the whole fear thing. It's really hard because that's all you see.
that's all in here.
And here, all you see and hear is fear, and fear about everything.
Yeah.
I mean everything. I mean, the one day I sent you a list. This is all what's happened in 2023.
Yeah.
Like, dear God,
I know.
Like the spy balloon.
You know what the best thing
You
that
know what I
happened
mean? Like
was?
the train
We did
disaster.
we did a show on the best thing that ever happened in 2023, buddy.
What?
The boat fight.
Oh yeah,
You remember the boat fight?
I remember the boat
The flag on the plane.
Yeah, I
That
remember
was
that.
that was a great moment in time right there. It just kind of took everybody's attention away from all the seriousness and watched a nice brawl on an Alabama bank.
Yeah, right.
You know,
That
wasn't it
kid
great?
swam across and got in.
That dude, that is a turbid dude right there.
Bless his heart. He's on my side.
See, so there's, I mean, it was a bad, but man, it went viral, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. But I mean, there's just been so many things in 2023 that you're just like, what's
I'm
next?
so glad it's over.
Like, what's next?
2023 wasn't a very good year for me.
No,
It wasn't,
It's horrible.
and I'm ready for the new one.
Yeah.
And actually, I've got a nice jump start on the new year.
Yeah,
So maybe I'll just disconnect Fox News altogether. All of them.
All of them. So, and then I sit there and I think, I was like, well, you know, I have this intuition, like a gut feeling something's going to happen. Right? And we were just talking about this before we started.
Yeah, we were.
I do have this huge gut feeling that something big and awful.
A tragedy.
Something horrible is going to happen. Whether it's the power grid go down for
So you
6
think
months.
we're due? Is that what your feeling is? That nothing bad has happened?
I
That-
don't know. It's
Are we getting? Is America getting too cocky again? That
Yeah, well, we're always too cocky, but it's just a bad feeling. You know what I mean? Like horrible feeling. Like something in one of the cities happens or something. I don't know what, but it's just a bad feeling.
so, you know,
And a lot of times I think what I attribute that to is the amount of fear.
with the news.
Yep, is every time I read a paper, turn on a radio, watch a TV, watch anything, any news, even Fox Business and MSNBC Business. Everything's fear.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's like a real gut feeling or it's because I've been
Because
pushed
you've
with
been
so much of
spoon-fed.
this shit for so long
You've been spoon fed.
that you're just like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
So-
know. I'm not living in fear though.
No, I'm not either.
But I understand. I understand the feeling you're getting. Yeah, because I watch the same shit you do. So
Yeah.
you know, and there's a little bit of concern. I have concern. I'll put it that. That's a later word. Something
Yeah,
could
I mean,
happen.
like when they sit there and they
Just
say,
because of what's come about just in the past year.
oh yeah, when they go, oh, if you're aged 18 to 26, we're probably going to wind up having a draft, and you're like, what?
I
You
don't
know-
see that happening.
Do you know what I mean? Like seriously,
No.
like why are you spreading fear, man?
That's just people that see. That's the scary thing right there. You got people that don't know history, and then they want to say foolish things.
Yeah, but they have such a huge platform that once that person says that, a whole bunch of other people pick it up and start saying the same thing. You know, I heard Dan Bongino say that.
Yeah.
If you're aged 18 to 26,
It could come
it
about.
could come about,
We're a long way off from that.
right?
If anybody with any sense would know that, but the average person that doesn't watch the news every day and know what's going on, that could scare the shit out of them.
Spreading fear.
That could scare the shit out
It's all
of them.
fear, man.
Yeah.
That's how
or
you
just a little sound bite of it, just that little sound bite
So,
from his show. Put it out there.
I think what happened in 2023 is, I can't say the majority, but a huge percentage of the population woke up to our
They're
own,
starting to
our own government.
Well, I don't know if it's woke up or fed up.
Both. But I mean, they started, we all kind of knew they were all kind of crooked.
I think we're just
But now
fed
we
up.
got proof that they're crooked,
I think we're fed up with everybody's agenda.
right? Like when you look, like here's a great example. When you look that Nancy Pelosi and all these other senators and House of Representatives
They're all millionaires.
make Warren Buffett look like he doesn't know what he's doing because they outperform him by 30% every year,
Yeah.
there's a problem, right? And we all know this. So I think we had a big awakening in 2023 when it came to our own government. And the best way to keep that population from doing anything
Just scare them.
is scare them, create fear, and make it so they
Disinformation.
have to work 80 hours a week to survive.
Yeah, and disinformation.
right, and they're never going to be able to do anything about it.
No. Or they don't anyway.
No.
That all gets brushed under the rug nowadays. Everything does.
Right? There's no group.
Everything
Yeah,
does.
there's no, like, I have yet to see a group. Like, I wasn't really alive in the 70s. I was born, but who knows, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I
You
can
were
go
little,
off
you didn't
of,
care.
I was born in 74, so, who knows. But in the 60s and 70s, when they had them big groups,
You mean interest groups?
Yeah. We don't have any of that.
No.
Like, we don't have a group
No.
of people, of Americans, sitting there saying, we need change for term limits. We need to stop what our politicians
Well,
are
everybody's
doing.
scared. Everybody's scared to death to take that first step forward. Worrying that when they do take that step forward to stand up, nobody's going to follow behind them.
Oh, yeah.
So then there they stand. And then what do? The fear takes over. And everybody behind that guy's like, look at this crazy guy. I can't
Right?
believe he did that. And then you're right back to where you started. There's no, excuse you. There's no, bless you. I mean,
Thank you.
there's no, everybody, like you said, everybody's afraid.
Yeah.
So if this one guy takes a step forward to fix things or to protest or to do anything to try to change anything, if nobody's standing behind him, he's just as weak as before he even stepped
And
out
not
there.
only that, but then when you look at, like, what the political parties have done to each other, like, they have literally weaponized law enforcement
Oh, well, yeah, they built
and
up.
judges and
Oh,
courts
yeah.
and
Yes, they have.
intelligence. I mean, they have
Yes, they
weaponized
have.
it all. So
Yeah.
even like they're going after Elon Musk now.
Well,
telling him-
anybody successful in America, even Jeff Bezos, after they make so much money, then the government, they decide they need to be investigated.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it comes from either
Why?
the whatever party's in power, and the agencies like the FBI, CIA. So it's so stacked up against someone who wanted to actually be like, hey, this needs to stop, and we need to do A, B, C, D.
Yeah, I think
Right?
some. I think it's some of them have the way they made their money and the dirt under their fingernails. They don't think there's any way that anybody could make money, but the wrong way.
Yeah.
So then, we got to investigate.
Oh yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I don't have facts, but just what you see on TV, and God only knows.
Oh, God.
Like Biden he probably was selling fucking time to get to influence. He was selling influence.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Right.
But
I think he
here's the thing.
was.
He just got caught.
Yes, and I think it's not just him. I think they all do it.
He just got caught.
I think every one of them freaking do it.
And here's another reason why. He's at the top.
Yep.
So everything comes out now.
Uh huh.
Anything that was done in the dark before he was president
Yep.
is coming to the light.
Yep.
So, for the simple fact is because he's the boss.
Yep.
He's at the top.
Yep. And it's just like Trump, when they try to impeach him twice And now they hit him with all these indictments, and he's in all these courtrooms.
Well, they don't like
mean,
him because he admits that he does
and
everything
then they try
the way
to
they
take,
do it.
Then they try to take him off ballot, so people don't even have the choice to vote for the guy.
I know.
You know,
if you gotta
like
win
everything-
by taking somebody off the ballot,
Right?
you're pretty sad.
that's right. So my whole thing is that everything's so weaponized with our government that we don't have any organization standing up saying, "Hey, this needs to quit.
Yeah.
Like this is not
Yeah.
a good government.
It's not.
This government is awful."
It's
Right?
tainted.
Yeah, you're taking advantage of stuff that you shouldn't have never been doing to begin with.
And this is
you know,
everybody in a whole. This ain't just the Democrat
No,
side.
it's all
This
of them.
ain't just the Republican side. This is the whole ball of
all
wax.
do it.
And yeah, his transgressions are coming to light
Yeah.
because he's in the
It's
limelight.
That's the only reason why. I mean,
He's
I
in the
guarantee
limelight.
you could probably get 10, 20 Republicans and 10, 20 more Democrats. They all do the same thing.
And that's and that's why they don't like Trump, because Trump gets in there and he says, "Well, yeah, I do it.
Yep.
I do that. Why? Because it's legal, and they do it too."
Yep.
Well, they don't want to hear that shit.
No. So for an organization to stand up, even just one person, and then people start to join it, I just think between the fear,
Nobody's going to take
being
that step.
being overworked, you literally have to work a lot to make it nowadays. And like how they weaponize stuff, that everything's so padded against you to keep you
Knocked down.
knocked down to
Yes.
the point where you can't do any of those things.
Or they make you look, or you do stand up, and then what they attack and make you look like a crazy person
Yeah.
because you have nobody backing.
they
Who's
do.
going to take that first step, Phil?
They
That's my
weaponize it.
question. What organization or group of people is going to take that first step forward to try to fix the problem?
Right?
Nobody. You know
No.
why? Because they'll get beat down
Oh,
to
yeah.
nothing,
They go through every piece of your life.
and they will just
And
they'll
next thing you know, like you-
publicly, privately, they'll destroy you.
they will absolutely
They will destroy you.
Yep, they will. 100% destroy you.
And nobody's going to do it.
No.
Nobody's going to do it.
No, they don't.
So it will continue
Yep.
and continue and continue.
Until
And the finger pointing and,
Yep.
and nothing getting done.
it implodes, which is getting to that point now.
There's that fear.
You know?
The implosion.
Yeah,
fear.
right. And then yeah, you get that too, man. Like you were like $33 trillion in debt. Everything's gonna crash. You know what? They may be right. I'm not an economist, even though I love following that stuff. But more fear. So I don't know what the answer is. I know all the fear. You would think somebody would be like, hey, it's time to stop all this craziness that people are doing.
But we're doing that, but it's kind of just seeping out slow. Like I was saying about people are just fed up with the causes and the agenda and the pronouns, and people
yeah.
are just fed up.
Like, here's a great example, right? Black Lives Matter. Great organization when it started. And then the people that ran it,
They lost
stole all
touch.
that money.
They lost touch of the
Like, you
the overall
stole
goal.
all that money. If
Yeah,
you-
they all got big houses.
Yeah, if you never would have stole all that money, it'd have been a great
It'd
organization.
still be it would still be
right?
Yeah.
But you stole all the money.
Yeah.
So now it has no real legitimacy anymore because they took all the damn money.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Um,
I wouldn't donate.
Oh,
Would
no.
you?
No, they're just going to, pay their electric bill in their $5 million house?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But, back to the point is, at some point, there has to be a movement that says, hey, you people in these offices need to quit. You know what I mean?
Maybe we could start it right here.
And
Let's start the
it
movement
almost
right
made me-
here.
It almost made me wonder, like, if you had an organization, could you introduce a bill saying, hey, y'all won't make term limits for yourself, but
we can.
But the people want you to have
Put
them,
that on the ballot.
right? Not only that, but we don't want to give you a raise. We don't want to pay you for the rest of your life after you've been here, right? We don't want to
Right.
do any of those things for
Yeah,
you.
we're done with that.
Right? You're not allowed to inside trade anymore in the stock market.
Well, they do.
Well, they're allowed.
Yeah.
It's legal for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Illegal for everybody else, legal for them. Like, there are things that we could do as a people to stop, to make the country better. Another thing, remember when they used to balance the budget in the federal government. They had
they
to have a
don't do that
balance.
anymore.
They haven't done that in years.
No, they don't do that.
Like our state, Maryland, regardless of what you say about Maryland, Maryland's pretty slick when it comes to money.
Yeah.
They always have a balanced budget, no matter what. It's balanced, and they always have a surplus of money.
Yeah.
Right? They don't really have any
Just
debt.
depends on just where it goes.
Yeah, they just where the governor basically, whichever one you elect, Republican, Democrat, they're each going to fund different programs with the money they get, and that's just the way that is,
Yes.
right? But the federal government hasn't had a balanced budget in I
couldn't tell you.
can't even tell you when.
I can't tell you. I don't
Right?
know.
So at some point, there has to be some type of movement to say, hey, this
Enough.
is unacceptable.
Enough.
Like you are running our country into the ground,
Enough.
and you're doing it for your own personal gain, and it needs to stop.
But nobody's willing to do that.
No.
Everybody's
and here's the
scared
thing
to
too,
death to
right?
do that.
So say we did that. Say we did that here. Hey, we're going to do a movement, and this is going to be the movement, and this is what it's going to be about. Getting them to change how they're operating in Washington, right? The problem is everybody's too scared and overworked to really take part in anything.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like look, bud, I love your movement, but I'm working 80 hours.
Yeah.
My wife has to stay home with the 2 kids because
Yeah.
they're 2 years old and 3 years
Yeah.
old. None of them are in school yet, so it's cheaper to have her stay home than get a job and pay for daycare.
Yeah, my electric's on and my water's running, and I can breathe the air that I'm breathing, so I don't really give a shit about
Right?
anything
That's
else.
great. I'm all for it, but I can't donate time. I don't have any money to give you, and I'm sorry, but keep going.
Yeah, please do.
And that's freaking 60% of the population.
Yeah, please do. Please keep going.
Yeah, right. Just keep going, man. But I wish I could help, but I ain't got time for that.
The only way you're going to make any change, like we were talking earlier, put that stuff on the ballot. Let us decide, not you all.
Yeah, right. Because I
Yeah.
guarantee you, if they put a freaking a question out there from when you voted,
Yeah.
are you going to vote for term limits?
Absolutely.
I guarantee it'd be 95%
I
yes.
think so too.
I think if you
think
put a
so,
thing
too.
out saying, "Hey,
You don't get a raise this year.
yeah, we no longer want to give you freaking benefits for the rest of your life just because you've been a senator
Yeah.
making $200,000 forever
Yeah.
and free health care."
Yeah.
Nope, get rid of that.
Yep.
Get rid of. You're not allowed to inside
Well,
trade.
let them go on. Let them go on Social Security and Medicare like everybody else
Yes,
does.
right? Why not?
And I guarantee you, them programs will improve.
Right? And then, you must have a balanced budget or not $1 goes out
Yeah, till it is balanced.
till it's balanced.
Yeah.
You cannot buy one thing until you have a balanced budget every year.
I agree.
That way we do have debt. That way we can pay it down,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually we'll get to the point where we'll have a good surplus every year.
That's the first move. We
Right?
got to be in a position to where we, the people, decide,
Yeah, it's
and
not.
not those in DC.
No, it's just them. They're doing it all.
They're supposed to be representing us, but
know,
all they do is represent
and
themselves.
most of the time,
and it's
all-
been like that for years.
Yeah, and most of the time, all I see are special counsels to investigate this guy.
Yeah.
Special counsels to
Well,
investigate that guy.
and there's nothing getting done.
Nothing ever happens about these special counsels.
And nothing's getting done either.
No.
Nothing. There's no government getting done.
I mean, I'll go back to Maryland. I'll go back to Maryland. Maryland is a hugely Democratic state. However, they do pass things that the Republicans want.
Oh yeah, sure they do. It's give and take.
They get along. They're complete polar opposites, but they still get along for the benefit of the state.
For the people.
For the people, because, hey, these regions might want this. These regions might want that. Hey, we'll meet in the middle and we'll do this.
Right.
Some things are non-negotiable if you have whoever's in office, like education and, stuff like that.
Right.
But for the most part, they get along. They get along to make the state a better place. Our federal government hasn't got along to make the country better.
No,
And
right.
I cannot remember when.
No.
Probably 9/11.
Well, they can't even decide on keeping the government open right now. They
No.
can't even decide on that.
They use it as a weapon.
Well,
it's
yeah,
a weapon.
and then all this pork that's piled onto these bills too, these add-ons and these amendments and all this shit.
oh, yeah.
No, don't do that. You shouldn't be able to do that either.
No.
But whatever the bill is, that's the topic. That's
Oh.
it. You don't put a amendment in there where 15 grand goes to such and such charity or whatever.
Oh, or you
and
get-
it has nothing to do with that particular
Oh,
charity.
yeah,
but it's an amendment to that bill.
Uh-huh. Or you get like, this senator wants $10 million to study Russian cats.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I mean?
centipedes in
Yeah.
the Amazon forest.
Something
or-
stupid. Like, what are you doing with that money? You're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean,
it
come
ain't
on,
going
dude.
to no damn
That's
centipede. I can
stupid.
tell you that.
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, what you
I
do
agree.
with our tax dollars is absolutely
Well, it's
atrocious.
wasteful spending.
You know, and then you
Wasteful,
send.
wasteful.
I mean, there's so many things. So many things.
But all these things can be changed just by letting us decide.
Yeah, right. Why wouldn't
And not counting on. I mean, yeah, we elected those people to represent us down there, but we haven't been represented
you? No.
in so long. It's all about them,
Yeah, it's
not us.
It's all corruption.
Yeah,
all of it.
them, not
all
us.
of them. All of them.
I agree.
And
I agree.
the super wealthy people controlling things behind the scenes.
Well, because money talks and bullshit walks. That's
Yes.
why money controls everything.
I mean, and the super PACs.
And the only thing that them assholes down there is worried about is getting reelected. So
Yeah.
money talks.
Money. Like, if you're going to give me $100 million,
costs money.
What do you want?
It costs money to get elected. So there's another whole topic right there on as far as
should be free.
it
Shouldn't have to spend $1.
Give them free airtime.
Yep, free everything.
Free everything. Let them run.
It's a freaking election. It's free.
So that's a whole other
You
show
know,
right there. In
You're
itself.
allotted. You're allotted freaking. No matter what, both candidates are
Put
allotted.
them on the put a radio, put
Whatever.
them on free, put free tea, free airtime until election's over, and then that stuff. I mean, yeah, take the money aspect out of it.
Yep. So, at some point, things have to change. I don't know if they will in our lifetime. I don't want to see it implode, which most likely will happen
Sooner or later,
soon.
or something like you said, your gut feeling, something so bad, something
Yep.
so tragic is going to happen.
That's what it feels
that
like.
it's going to be a shell shock to everybody,
Yep.
and that'll get things
Or
rolling.
all that fear they're pushing, it won't be a shell shock, and you're still going to get up and go to work and be like, whatever,
Well.
because you're used to all the fear.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, something's up. Like,
Yeah. I agree.
something's up.
We'll see.
I agree.